Whatever you believe is your truth, that's what the truth is.
Everywhere you look, it seems like people are disagreeing. Whether it's on your Twitter feed, whether it's on a podcast, whether it's on TV or whatever. It seems like we live in an age that's more intolerant than ever. Nobody wants to live on a planet where everyone is mad at everyone. But think about this. Is it possible to get along when our world has so many conflicting views? To its credit, postmodernism does teach that we should be tolerant of everyone's views. But the reason we should be tolerant of everyone's views, according to postmodernism, is that everyone is right and nobody is wrong. But then how can postmodernism be absolutely right? Is there a more coherent way of looking at truth and tolerance? Is it really intolerant to say that truth is exclusive and it can't be determined differently person to person?
Tolerance, doesn't mean all truth claims are equally valid. Tolerance means, given the fact that we're going to have a diversity of opinions, we should not kill each other or treat each other poorly on the basis of our differing opinions. Even on something as important as, is there a heaven and a hell, and how do I avoid hell and get to heaven, right? That's a matter of consequence. Though there are a diversity of views on that, one of them's true, the other one's false, but the fact that that's true doesn't mean that you and I couldn't be friends, that we couldn't talk about that civilly, that we couldn't even disagree and try to persuade one another. It's not, oh, my view and your view isn't important enough to have this discussion, let's just retreat to our corners. It's, hey, I'm not going to ostracize you, I'm not going to marginalize you for your differing view, but I'm not going to say that your view is no more right or wrong than any other. That notion, no views are more right or wrong than any other, is a view that is either right or wrong. And so if postmodernism is true, that statement is false, which you're holding to be true. So again, it's the self-refutation of relativism.
Whatever you believe is your truth, that's what the truth is. So if you're a Christian and you believe praying every day and being holy is going to get you to heaven, I believe that's what's going to happen at the end of your life, as opposed to a different religion where they don't believe such in like a more established God, then they just believe in karma. I feel like whatever you believe in and whatever your true belief is what the truth is, because you have to live in your own truth.
Here's the problem with that seemingly polite sentiment, live your own truth. Not only can it not sustain itself logically, it doesn't work out practically. Observation number 1, in order to tolerate another human, there has to be an actual disagreement or difference of opinion. If our opinions don't clash, I'm not actually practicing tolerance. Observation number 2, if the modern understanding of tolerance is true, that we tolerate each other because what you believe about reality has no bearing on me, and vice versa, you can never truly disagree with anyone again. If I think heroin is great for me, you aren't allowed to say otherwise without being intolerant. Observation number 3, when someone says they won't tolerate intolerance, they're actually being intolerant. This is because intolerance is not inherently bad. Being intolerant to evil is good. Observation number 4, the good kind of intolerance can help human flourishing. Is it good that a parent forbids their child from touching a hot stove, even if the child really believes it won't hurt them? Of course. Their intolerance helps the child grow up with a healthy set of fingertips. Observation number 5, traditional tolerance is the only way to ensure diversity. If I'm not allowed to actually disagree with you on your views about yourself, then we aren't really that different. True tolerance recognizes that yes, we absolutely are different, but seeks to treat others fairly despite their differences.
If I said to you, Christianity is too intolerant of other religions, what would you say?
Yes.
I personally believe, love everybody except everyone.
I don't like to say, oh, that religion's wrong, oh, that's religion's wrong, because it's just that's people's way of life.
I see Jesus as love. I think that people forget that when they look at everything else of what we're not supposed to be doing and forget that one thing.
I've heard a lot of people say that Jesus was tolerant, but Christians are really, really intolerant. Is it true that Jesus was tolerant by those people's definition?
Not by their definition. Certainly Jesus did not consider every other view to be as equally valid as another view. He's the one who said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. Certainly he welcomed all to him. He ate with sinners and he associated with those that the religious elite, held themselves aloof from. But he called those people to repentance. So here's Jesus, the intolerant, according to the definitions of the day, saying this lifestyle, this view is wrong and is not as valid as the other. You may say, oh, I don't like that guy, but that's Jesus. Don't fool yourself into thinking you're following the Jesus of the Scriptures, the Jesus who is, by sort of portraying him as some sort of radical beatnik who just wants to, hey, we're all just cool, man, let's all hang out together, that's all good, don't worry about it. Come, follow me, leave what you're doing in the fruitless wandering of your own self-determination. Come, find life and truth in me and following me and being a disciple of mine.
The Bible shows us that Jesus is actually an example of tolerance. Jesus never compromised the truth, but he was willing to lovingly correct those around him. Coming up next, we're going to take a deeper dive at what the tolerance of God looks like.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Next week, we got more content coming at you, so make sure you subscribe.